Hello, Bear Nation, and welcome back to UCA Athletics. My name is Susie Moysh. Today, we are joined by a graduate student midfielder, Lucas Shearer, a player who, if you asked him just a year ago, would have never guessed he'd be back in Conway, starting games for the Bears. But this season, Lucas has become a key contributor, logging the most minutes on the team, recording the assist on UCA's first goal of 2025, but his journey here is so much bigger than just soccer. Last year, midway through the season, Lucas was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. He stepped away from the team, had to undergo aggressive treatment, facing months of uncertainty and challenges, yet, against all odds, less than a year later, he's not only back in the purple and gray, but thriving as a starter. His comeback is one of resilience, faith, and determination. Today, we'll dive into Lucas's story, first from the symptoms that he pushed through as an athlete, to the battle of treatment, to the grind of rebuilding his game and returning stronger than ever. Lucas, thank you so much for being here with me today. To kick us off, can you introduce yourself just a little bit, give our listeners a little background on yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, like she said, Lucas Shearer, I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. Got my undergrad here in finance, and now I'm getting my MBA. I've been playing soccer for almost my whole life since I was like 4 years old. And yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So with that, we can just kind of dive right in. I want to first review your symptoms. So let's go back to the first part of the season, or even before season, when you just came back to start training. When did you first start feeling the smallest symptoms? How's your body feeling then? And then how did that kind of evolve through the rest of the season into preseason?
Yeah, so I started feeling sick around summertime, like towards the end of summer, in June-ish of that year. It's a little bit like just a cold. Went away, didn't think much of it. Came into preseason, started feeling really sick throughout it, ups and downs, had chills, sweats, coughing. Coughing was the big one. And pretty much through the whole preseason, which was all of July, the end of July and August. So I'm just sick all the way throughout this.
That's awful. So how did that get worse throughout? Like what other symptoms were you feeling? How did that get worse throughout until like the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I was coughing was really the worst. Like you could see me on the field, like just trying to get anything I could out, because that's what I thought it was. I had these sweats at night and these chills at night, so it made it really hard to sleep. What else? I was itching. Apparently that was a symptom. I didn't know that until I figured it out. I was itching really bad. Like my ankles, everywhere that I sweat, felt like I had to itch. So I thought, maybe it was my clothes or something. So it went through a whole thing of buying new detergent, buying new this and that. And it just never went away. And that led up into it. Towards the end, I was feeling a little dizzy as I was playing. The out of breath feeling. I think it was just more I wasn't getting enough oxygen from the coughing and the tumors and stuff.
Well, that really sucks. So right now we're just thinking we're battling just a little bit of like, I'm just sick, I'm just not doing too great. So when did you realize that it was a little bit more? And then how are you still balancing everyday things like your school, work, trying to go see the doctors? Did you go see a doctor's? Kind of, how did that go?
Yeah, I went to see student health one time. I had bronchitis the year before, so when I went back in, symptoms presented the same. They treated it the same, and they just gave me like some antibiotics, cough medicine. Took it for like a week, and I actually felt better. As that week went on, I felt better a few days after that, and this was probably 3 weeks or 2 weeks before I got diagnosed. So I was like, thinking, I'd be all right. After that, it went downhill again pretty quick after I felt better. Got worse. And then I kept playing through it. We had, I think, like 3 or 4 games, and I was just trying my best to play. And then there's this one, I just remember there was this one training where we're doing like an inner squat after the game, and I couldn't breathe the right way. Like I was getting really dizzy. Every run I made forward, I got dizzy. I tried to track back, I got dizzy. And I was just like, I really can't keep doing this. Like it came to the point where I just couldn't do it. But for your question with school, it was hard because I couldn't sleep at night. So like I would basically do my homework, try to sleep, would wake up 3 to 4 times in the middle of the night, trying to figure out if I was too hot, too cold, if I was coughing, did I need to throw up, trying to figure it all out. So, grades I did my homework as much as I could, but I had to miss a couple classes, couldn't study as long or as much. My focus was down. So it just it wasn't horrible. I bounced back, but like for that start, it was rough. Like we're not supposed to miss classes because of our schedule away. I had to miss a few classes. Like I just couldn't go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a hard time trying to figure it all out. It was kind of just, I'd said, put the soccer first, which is, I know what you're not supposed to do.
Right.
Put that first. School, I'll do it when I get to it. And then it eventually came, which one am I going to miss? I missed the trainings, or not the trainings. I missed the classes to sleep for the trainings.
Mm-hmm. So you're still playing through all of this, like, and you're tired from not being able to sleep. So how did that kind of show your performance on the field, or how was that, did you feel like, did that affect or impact how you were playing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I came in with the expectation, and I think the coaches did too, of like, I was going to be a leader on the team. I was one of those senior players. I thought I was going to start. I think they had it in their mind that I would start, or if someone took my spot, it'd be a very good battle in the position there. And we had a great bunch of players that they brought in, Charlie, Mateo, all of them, Ferris, great players that I was like, okay, we got a good team. And it was like, all right, we're going to compete. And then it's like, it hurt because I was like, I couldn't do my thing. I couldn't run. I couldn't, my stamina was way down. It slowed down even the thinking in my brain. Like I was mentally, I was too slow. So then it's like eventually my minutes went down, my time went down, and it was deserved. Like I couldn't play at my normal level. But yeah, no, it was really, really, really hard. I just couldn't do it.
So as you're trying to, keep up the expectation that that you had for yourself, and you knew your potential, and you just weren't quite there to meet it. But what were some of the ways that you were masking with your symptoms to take care of this?
Yeah, I did a lot. So like I said, I couldn't breathe, right? And I was coughing. So I would have cough drops, right? And like, I wouldn't just have like one, right before training, I'd have one in my mouth as I'm starting to warm up, have one in my hand. And then like we wear the long socks for training. I put like one in each sock or two in each sock as of training. So I'm like running around with cough drops in my legs. And then I have Vicks on my face and my neck and my chest. I got like Vicks everywhere, like just to breathe, right? If I could smell it, put it on my arm so then I could like sniff my arm in trainings. Even in the games, it was like, we had this thing, it's called atomic balm. And I had, you just put it right there. And I would just sniff this if I didn't have my Vicks.
To help you breathe?
Yeah, just to help me breathe. Because I couldn't. And same thing for the games. Like I'd have cough drops on me, and if I forgot, it was really rough. That's pretty much when I came up with that thing. Is I ran out of cough drops. I'm like, dang, I can't breathe. Yeah. So I'm like, told Johnny, my trainer, I'm like, Johnny, just put it on my arm and I can sniff my arm. He's like, all right.
Oh,
and crazy. I was coughing, Dayquil, NyQuil, Advil, ibuprofen, just trying to see if something could lessen it. And the Dayquil and NyQuil helped a little bit, but it was never enough. It felt like.
Yeah. Do you think it just kind of helped you get through like some of the symptoms, or just like pushing you to the next level and masking some of the little things?
Yeah. It really it gave me relief for maybe like an hour if it worked the right time. The cough drops was probably the biggest one, just because of like I use like the mint flavor one.
Okay.
It's kind of strong, and it just like cleared it.
Yeah.
For just a second.
For just while you had it in your mouth.
Yeah. While I had it in my mouth, it was like, okay, I can breathe, I can run. So I tried to do it like when we were in play. Like once I was either going in as a sub, or once I was in the play, I was having one. If I was on the side resting, I wouldn't use it because I knew I could eventually get my breathing back.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. So we had some pretty extensive measures going on.
Oh, yeah. Trying my best.
I love it. But what was the point where that was just like simply not enough? Like what was the turning point when you were like, this is more than just being sick? I don't care if I want to push through because I still want to play. What was the point where you're just like, I just can't do it?
Yeah. Probably it was, I forget which game it was. There was a game, and then I didn't play like that many minutes. So we do like an inter squad the next day.
Okay.
It was during that inter squad where I was like, I just couldn't. I really was like, I thought I was going to be getting better from that week before of feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't. And this game was like, I was trying to get forward, couldn't do it. Track back, couldn't do it. I like could barely get on the ball. And it was like, I was playing not like myself, and I just couldn't. It was like getting dizzy to where I could barely like see as the ball's coming at me. It's like moving a little weird. And I'm like, that's just not right. And I'm like, called my mom a couple times about it, my dad, and they're like, did you go get medicine? I was like, I went the week before. It's just not, it's coming back. Mm-hmm. So they're like, okay, well, you should probably go again. Right. And I'm like, it was just a hard time because it was like close to the weekend. Student health's closed. We're cheap. We were gonna go free. Student health sent us free.
Yep.
But it was just too much after 3-4 weeks of just I couldn't do it, and I thought I had gotten better, and then it came back. I was like, I need to do something about it.
Okay, so it was right after that game you were just like,
yeah,
this is not okay.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
This was a weekend game?
It was like a Thursday game, and then I trained on Friday or trained on Thursday or something like that, and I went on like that Friday.
Okay, so where did you go? Walk me through.
I went to an urgent care because the student health was closed. So I went straight to the urgent care. It was easy to get in. There were that many appointments.
Yeah.
Went in, they did like a chest x-ray, and they found the mass. And that's when I got transferred to the hospital and everything like that.
Okay. So you went in by yourself just as a general checkup. And
I was trying to get more meds. That was the real thing. That was all I was going for.
So I just want to feel better.
Yeah. Just give me some more meds. I'll do it again, and hopefully this time you get rid of it. Right? Yeah. Maybe I needed different meds. Was almost what I was thinking.
So what was your reaction when you were thinking, oh, it's just meds. Okay, we're doing a chest X-ray, and they came and they let you know there's a mass. This is what we think it is, and then
that one was actually kind of scary because I could see it on the nurse practitioner, I think was her title. She came in, it was a long wait. And I was like, I don't know that x-rays take that long. They were looking at the images and they looked for a while. Then she came in and you could just see it in her eyes. She was kind of there's definitely something wrong. But she was trying to be nice. She was an older lady, nice type of thing. You could just tell she was you got a problem. And I was I walked in and I was like, oh, come on. What are you going to tell me? Right? So I'm is it really bad, bronchitis, or is it really bad something? So I'm going to be out for a few weeks or something. And then she dropped it as there's a big mass in your chest. And I guess the chest x-ray couldn't show if there was a lot of tumors, one tumor. So it just presented as this big kind of blob in my chest. So that scared the hell out of me. I was like, what? So she was she was I can't see more than this. You need to go to the hospital now. So I went to Baptist, but she's go get a CT, go see what they want you to do. I called them already and stuff. I don't know what she said, but I got in quick. Did the CT there. They found a whole bunch of tumors in my chest and neck. At least I'm pretty sure that was the time they did. But the guy was yeah, you probably have cancer. The ER doctor was you probably have cancer. We're going to figure out what type. He's I'm 99% sure you have cancer. I'm hoping it's this one, which is the one I got, thank God. But yeah, he was just yeah, you have it. By then, I was my head was just gone. Yeah. In shock, kind of, and just scared, but also confused, and really more what do I do? And then it was also what do I do? And dang, I have cancer. Yeah. It was I couldn't, I was trying to do both, but I couldn't really do both. And it was late at night. It was a weird combination of emotions that I just didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, so they told you that, and you're at the hospital now. What happened after that?
They did the CT scan there. I don't think they had a PET scan machine. So what they did was they sent me downtown to St. Vincent's Hospital. I went there. I did I did so much tests. I think I did another PET scan, another CT scan, some other thing. Doctors, oncologists, surgeons, everyone came and looked at me for whatever they needed. And I was still, again, he put some drugs in me, and I was kind of loopy. So he took the edge off. That's what he said it was. Okay. It was for. So I was kind of out of it, but I was listening, but I couldn't really tell you exactly what happened. I just know I had to do 3 or 4 different tests and scans before I got to lay down and relax.
Okay.
So that was all over that one night and Friday, and then Saturday morning came. It was just a long night. My coach came in the morning to the hospital. We told the team then, and kind of just kept going from there. I had to get surgery the next day to get a biopsy to make sure it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. Also, they put in my chemo port because the drugs are too strong for my arm, so I had to go in through a port. And then after that, it was just a few days until I got discharged. And then,
did your parents come in at all? So you were by yourself up until the point until the next morning when your coaches came. Yeah. You told the team. Were you in conversation? When did you contact your parents and let them kind of know? Was it immediate? Did you kind of wait?
It was immediate. It was just really it was weird because, like I said, he gave me that medicine. So like I was kind of like, to say I was gone. Like, I mean, really, I was loopy.
Yeah.
So like, I know I called them that night, but like my phone was dying. So I don't know when I called them because I mean, it was at like 9%. Like, I know that I was really low because I was like, dang, I got to call my parents. So like, call them now. I think I was still in Baptist. I was still here in Conway.
Okay.
Called them. My dad was there, and like, luckily, like I called my dad because like my mom was like not answering for some reason, but she was like right there. She just didn't have her phone. So like, they're on speaker. My dad's talking to the doctor. My mom's booking a plane ticket, and they came up that next day. Like, my mom, literally that night, like, because of the time zone difference, like 5 hours to Hawaii. So I called them. It was still like time to get the flight that night, and I think she did. She hopped on the plane that night and flew in the next day. So she got there like just like 3 or 4 hours after Frank was sitting there from the morning when I woke up until she got there. So I think she got in around 1 or 2.
Okay.
But she came, and then my dad came up the next day. It was kind of a funny story. I don't know if I even told you this. My mom was like, she booked her own plane ticket and said, I'm gone. My dad was right there on the phone talking, and she was like, yeah, I only booked my ticket right now. You book yours and then come up the next book. She was like, there was one seat. I took the seat. I'm going. I'll see you tomorrow. It was so funny. I was
That
like,
is so
what?
funny.
She's like, I'm like, where's Dad? She's like, yeah, no, he's coming tomorrow. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that they were able to, be there for you and through that. And so, after surgery, you were there for a few days, you got discharged. What kind of happened right after you got discharged?
I mean, it was, nice in the sense it slowed down. Like, the first 3-4 days, I mean, it was scans after scans after scans, blood work like 4 or 5 times a day. The surgery, and then blood work again every day. I was in the hospital. So it was just kind of a lot. Yeah. So when I got out, it was nice just to kind of relax. My parents had the hotel. Actually, Matt Whiting helped with that. So, shout out Matt Whiting. He helped get the hotel room and everything for a few days. So we had that. So it was nice. I just went there and I just finally got to like relax. But it was like my symptoms were still there. It was just like little less because I wasn't training. So like I could breathe a little better, but I was still coughing. I still was itching. The itching actually got worse. So like I was still itching really bad. I was still getting the night sweats and the chills and everything. So it still sucked, but I got to relax a little bit more and at least let my mind say, all right, this is what you're going to do. Prepare yourself for when you have to do your treatment. Then we just chilled here, really. I mean, we had to pack up my dorm because we were going to move home and do treatment. So they helped me pack up my dorm, which was a lot of stuff because I never thought I would be leaving at this time. So I wasn't ready for it. We threw a lot of stuff out, we gave a lot of stuff to my teammates, my roommates, like my TV, like all the furniture I had, everything like that. Gave that all away. And we were there probably like a week. So I watched the last 2 games. I think it was FIU and Missouri State, if I remember correctly. I mean, it was kind of like a way that I wanted to see it, to say like, yeah, this is going to be like my last thing. I went to a couple of the training sessions, it was kind of almost like a goodbye because like I never knew what was going to happen. If I could come back, if I was able to come back, like what? You didn't know. So I was like, I knew I was going to leave and I said, I'm going to go watch these guys. We were family in that sense. So I was like, I'm going to go say bye, but also watch it and say, this is my last time. So I watched the last 2 games, watched a couple trainings. Other than that, I mean, I still felt like so tired that like the days went by so fast. I was just like dragging through it. So like pack up my dorm room, go to a training session, go eat dinner. I'm asleep by like 9. Yeah. Like, and I wake up at 10. Like I was sleeping as much as I could just to try and like, it's the only way I felt kind of good because I was so tired all of a sudden. Yeah.
Awesome. So at this point, we were discharged. We kind of said our goodbyes. We made it home. What were the next steps and how did treatment start? What did that look like for you?
Yeah. So during that whole time of like, I was in the hospital and kind of loopy, my mom and, my girlfriend, everyone back home kind of knew, like, cause my mom told a few people and, we're lucky we know a lot of nurses and that are like ICU nurses. So they were kind of close to doctors. They were able to talk to some people. My girlfriend, someone in our church was really close to the oncologist that I ended up going to. And, it was just a lot of calls, mostly on her front. Like she did a lot of that work, me and my dad, that was kind of during the time my dad would take me to like go and enjoy Conway for a bit. And my mom was calling to see, who do we get in? How do we get in?
Mhm.
Can we get in? Because it's Hawaii. It's a small place. There's not many guys or girls, doctors that are specializing in these things. So it's like, you got to pick the good ones, obviously, and you got to find them. You got to be available. So I got in with a guy, Dr. Body, and, he was cool, but we had to wait a little bit. So it kind of gave me the time, like I said, to stay for those 2 games.
Okay.
I didn't get in until I think the next week, later in the week, maybe Thursday or Friday, just for like a first appointment. He did the looks, he wanted to do more scans from his own equipment. So that took a long time. Like I had to do everything all over again. PET scan, CT scan, like an echo, a pulmonary thing, just to see how treatment would affect my lungs and my heart, because he knew I wanted to be an athlete.
Right.
So it was a whole long process again, because he wanted it all in his own stuff. So I didn't get into treatment until like the end of the month of September. So that was my first day, I believe, was like September 30th. So then treatment was 6 months of, every other week. So every other Monday. I think that's pretty much how it was.
Okay.
For the whole 6 months, never took a break, which is kind of good because I didn't want to stretch it out. Like it was nice just to go bang, bang like that. But so yeah, it was 12 cycles, so 2 each month. And it was a really long time. Like sometimes it felt like, oh, I'm getting fast, like it's going fast. And then there's other times where I'm like, this is going really slow. And it was the weirdest thing, because it's like, you're getting up to the halfway mark and you're like, oh, I'm already halfway done. Then the last like 3-4 months were like worse. So I'm like, it's so close, but it's so far.
Yeah.
And it was a lot.
Okay. So as we're reaching towards the end of that, when did treatments wrap up? What was kind of the conversations with the doctors?
Yeah. So we ended, I think, in April.
Okay.
That was around the time, like end of March into April. We had to do, it's like a thing. You want to let the medicine do its work before you do another scan. So I had to wait like another month before I do this final scan, which hopefully, was good. So we're waiting for that. Just trying to get my strength back and recover, because it's finally like the first extended period out of 2 weeks that I have rest. I don't have to do chemo. So I go into, do this scan, which is really like the big day, was hopefully there's nothing there and then we can move on. And so then it was pretty good. Like there's like a couple spots and he's like, all right, we're just monitoring these, but he's like, other than that, you should be fine. Right. And so I had a trip planned to go see, my grandparents on my mom's side. So we asked him, like, is that okay? Should we hold off? And she's like, no, it should be fine. Do a blood work before you leave. And then when you get back, let's just plan, because you want to go back and play. Right. I was trying to think, let's see if I can.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was going to be gone. He's like 3 months from now. So April, May, June, like the end of June, early July, let's do another scan before you go up. And if you're good there, you're good. And that's pretty much how it went is, you can't really do much in the meantime, which is kind of like the scariest thing is it's like, is it coming back? Did the treatment work? Like, which side am I going on? Because it's like one side, it's like a lot worse, obviously, and one side, it's really good. So it's just like this unknown. And it was kind of like, how do you deal with that? And I was just kind of like, let's just wait and see. And then I got to that end point. We did that other scan right before I came back, and he was like, yeah, it looks good. Like, you're getting better. And then he asked about the physical side, like, how do you feel? Did you try to work out and everything? And I had that whole time, because I was like, I assumed for the best. I was like, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to train. I'm going to work out this whole vacation. And so then by that last scan, I was good. And he's like, yeah, I think you're fine. Like, I just have to, like, this month coming up, I got to do blood work again and go see a guy for like a physical checkup. And that's about it. I mean, I get a scan when I go home, and he does it again, and hopefully from there it just keeps on going, but it keeps going in the right way.
Right. Well, we also hope that for you. So let's kind of go back just a little bit. You graduated here in May, correct? Last May.
Yeah.
Were you able to walk in graduation? Were you still in treatments at that time? How are you feeling now?
It was, I think, like a month out of it, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe a little longer than that. So, but yeah, I did come back and walk. I felt good to be able to do that. It was one thing I always wanted to do, was walk. And it kind of felt, it meant a little more, because I was able to do school the whole time while I was sick. And that was kind of, it was hard and easy at the same time. It's like you take out soccer, which takes out so much of my life, that it's like you just replace it with the treatment. So it was almost like it wasn't that bad, and the professors were super accommodating, like give me extensions, give me like a month to do the whole thing and say, just turn it in by the end of the month. I don't care when you do it. So that helped a lot, because I can pick my weeks. Like some weeks I was so bad that I couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
And there was weeks where I was like, okay, I can go do almost everything I can normally do. I'm just really, really bad and like out of shape.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad, but the treatments messed with my head a lot. So it was kind of like, it was still a thing where I was really happy and proud of myself that I was able to do it. And, my parents wanted to come see it anyway. I got my grandparents on my dad's side to come. My girlfriend came up. It was a nice thing.
Awesome.
I came up and I had a good time.
Yeah. Were you able to talk to the team and coaches at this time, or when was the conversation when you kind of realized that UCA was still a possibility for you?
Like the coming year?
Mm-hmm.
It was after, it was kind of during that time. Like I went and talked to the coaches, but like graduation was after everyone had left. So like I only saw a couple of my friends,
Okay.
The ones graduating, and then just like one of my boys was still here for some reason. Like it was kind of late. So most of them were gone. The coaches I met up with, I think Kyle and stuff, but it was more just talk, not really about coming back to UCA. It was more during like the summer months after that where I was like, I'm feeling good. I want to come back. Like, at least I'm thinking of it. Kyle was super awesome with it. He was like, even if you can't play, come here and like, you can be a morale booster. You're, the culture that you have and just everything about you, we want it here. Just like, come back and just, even if you can't play, like if you can't do anything, it's fine. Like, I want you here. But he was also like, but if you can play and you want to play and you're good enough to play, you'll play. Like,
yeah.
It was kind of just in the limbo, and we'll wait and see.
Yes.
But no, I mean, he was really, really awesome about that. And, he even said it, which was kind of like the biggest, like craziest thing to me, because you never think this. He's like, if you wanted to transfer, I'd help you do it. Like, usually you don't think coaches are really going to help you because it's like you're leaving your program, but he was super, super nice. Like, he's like, if anything ever comes up, like you want to leave, something's not right, this or this or that, like, he's like, I got you. That was basically how it was. So he really welcomed me with open arms.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, really cool. So I was like, I knew in my head, like, all right, I have this that I can go back to. I have my school. I have it. So I'm like, now it's, are you going to go and do it and get ready to play? Or are you going to say, I'm not going to try and get ready, and then eventually I'll play maybe next year, redshirt this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just go back and just see how everything goes. Like, just kind of was a thing. But I decided myself, like, I'm going to train in the summer. And I said, we're going to give it everything I got and see if I can pull myself back.
Yeah. So you're trying to get yourself back in shape. We're working to play soccer again and getting ready to come back to UCA. So how did that comeback process work for you? How did that get started?
Yeah, it was like a weird thing. Like, I had the vacation plan with my parents, to see my grandparents on my mom's side in Singapore. So it was kind of like, I got a whole month there because I hadn't seen them in a couple years. So it's like, when do I train? How would I train? It was a whole logistical thing of, got to find a gym, got to find the field. Singapore, it's hard because you have to rent everything. So I don't have the money to rent. I mean, it was expensive. So I'm like, I'm just going to find this little area of grass or turf or whatever it was. I mean, concrete half the time, and just kick a ball on a wall, right? Kick it with my brother in this little area. Go to the gym when I can. I mean, that one was probably the easiest one because like my dad works out, my brother works out. So it's like, okay, we all go to the gym. Easy. But the running was the big one. It was great. Singapore has a lot of running paths and a lot of running trails. So it's like, just hop on a trail and go run. But it was nice too, like nice paved path and everything. You run along the beach. It's great. But it was hard because I was so out of shape. It's like, it was a big struggle just to try and get back. But so that training, I was start with running just to try and see where my fitness is at. Because that's kind of the biggest thing is like, for me, at least the way I think is like, if you can't run, then you can't do anything else in soccer. You can't pass the ball correctly. You can't dribble fast. You can't do anything without being able to run. So I was like, we got to get my running back. I hadn't ran properly in the past 8 months, like a real run. I've done like jogging and stuff. I was coaching for a bit, but nothing like straining. I couldn't even do a mile. So it's like running, trying to reach this distance, and I'm like coming up at like 0.6, 0.7, and I'm like, I just can't do it, right? And I called my girlfriend, right? Because I was like kind of going through it in my mind. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, like, babe, I think I'm done. Like, there's no way I can do this. Like, I think I'm just gonna, almost resigning myself to defeat at that point, saying I can't do it. I might as well enjoy my vacation. And she's like, just keep trying. She's like, what else? What do you have to lose? Pretty much. It's like you beat cancer. You did all this treatment. You did all this. It's like, yeah, it hurts and it sucks now, but would it suck more in the future if you didn't do it or if you did do it? And I was like, yeah, I know. I know the answer inside.
Right.
It hurts to hear it, and it hurts to have to do it. Like, physically, it actually hurt. Like, I was dying. Like, I couldn't run. And I mean, my time was bad. It wasn't even just like running a mile. It was like, I was slow. Like, I couldn't get the mile and I couldn't do it fast. I was hoping it'd be one or the other. Like, I could do it in a really slow time, or I could, go in a fast time to this distance. And I got neither. It took me like 10 minutes almost. I was like, I could have walked this, like, for the time that I was jogging and trying to accelerate and slow down. So that was rough, but I mean, that took like a good week, 2 weeks before I could finally see growth through that, where I could finally hit the mile. And like, that was the big one, hitting the mile. Then it was hit the mile faster, then hit a mile and a half, or hit a mile faster than that. Keep trying to set these little goals and eventually get there. It was really hard.
Yeah.
You see these little increments of growth, and then it's hard because it's like, oh, you're gonna go, and if you wanted to play in a game, you got to do 6 miles, 7 miles at a fast pace of sprinting, jogging, walking. Like, you got to do everything, and you have to use the ball. I wasn't even using a ball at this point. I'm just running. So it was a big, uphill battle that I faced.
Yeah. So after this vacation, we went home. We are able to run. We're kind of did a little bit of fundamental work, but what was the process from there? Because you didn't have much time until you had to leave for Conway, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got back like right at the end of June, so I only had 2 to 3 weeks of July to really do it. So I started just first, with the high school kids that I coached, right? This is the only thing I had, really. There was no men's league at the time. So me and them training, or just me, right? So I, would wake up in the morning, go pretty early to the gym, probably like 7 a.m. at the gym, lift for like an hour, just a good lift, trying to get my strength back. Then after that, drove to a field, luckily there was one just nearby, drove to that field, would train for like an hour, just fundamentals, like you're saying, dribbling, passing, touches, running with the ball, not just dribbling, but like really striding it out. Fitness too, like quick agility work, running, sprinting, and sprint work, all this stuff. I mean, pretty much everything that I had as a soccer player just went down. So I had to get everything back up. It was just hard because it's like, you gotta make your sessions to where you can get the most out of it, but it's like, you need everything. So it's like, I can kind of use everything. So it was hard and it was easy. It's like, throw something together, it works.
Right.
But yeah, it was rough. It was like that, and then recover the rest of the day, and while you go to the beach, have some fun. And then at night, it's just something again, another little workout, little juggling session with my brother, just go get some light touches, bring my dog to the park and juggle, with her, and, run around, with her, or go on like a light little jog, take her for a jog, or, just jog myself. You just go a little one around the neighborhood. No time or anything, just something. And I did that for the whole 3 weeks pretty much. And then one of my friends came down, which was really nice. He's trying to be a pro right now. He's looking for a contract. And, he came down to visit because he always said he was going to come. And it was like, I beat cancer. He had time. He had the money. Cheap enough flight too. So he said, all right, let's do it. Came down for a week, pretty much the week and a half right before I had to come back, which really helped a lot. I think my growth went up a lot with him because it was training with a high level person, the right mindset. And really, I mean, we had a lot of drills going, a lot of stuff going. And then it was also like, it was cool because I got to like see Hawaii again as like a thing, because I had to show him everything, right? He's on vacation. I got to show him the hikes, the beaches, all this stuff. So I got to go and, show it off in that sense. But it also, for me, it was like, wow, like I got it pretty nice for saying that I had to beat cancer and all this stuff. I live in a great place. I gotta, go see all this stuff. And I got to train really, really well. So it's kind of, I got the best of everything right before I came back. That really helped.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. So when we came back, how was your first practice? How was things with the team? How did that go when you first got back here?
It was like, mentally, it was a question mark for me. I was like, am I going to be up to this level? Will I need more work? Am I even going to play? The first day of any, preseason thing is you're looking at these guys saying, am I better than you or am I worse than you? Or you're going to take my spot? Am I going to take your spot? It's just the nature of it.
Yeah.
And so we're going in and I'm just trying to be open because I'm like, I really don't know, right? Like I could say that with him, my friend back home, I got more technical and I got my fitness up and I was feeling pretty good, but I'm like, I have never played in months, any play at all.
Okay.
So it's like, or actually that's a lie. I had like 1 or 2 men's league games like right before I came back, but it wasn't high level. And I wasn't playing the whole time. I maybe got like a half. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to do? Am I going to do good? And I was like, I just stopped worrying about it and just said, I'm going to be open to whatever it is. And when I got out there, I wasn't that bad. Like I wasn't that far off. I was definitely felt rusty still, but it was like, my mind was there. I was sharp. So I said, all right, I can do this. Let's just keep playing and keep going. And just, when the coaches come, be open to it. But really, I was super happy to be on the ball again. We do anything extra, I was there. I was just kicking the ball and I was just having a great time with my guys. So it was almost like, it didn't matter if I was playing that good or not. I was more happy. I was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Like really. So what?
That's really awesome. I think, you were kind of on this high, right? Of like, you're back, you're having fun, you're enjoying that. But then how did that also transpire with, what was a goal that you set for yourself for either the season? What was your perspective for the season? And then how did, your faith in the team, the faith that the team had in themselves and the coach's faith also play into that?
Yeah. Well, so my goal was and it was, at the time, it was still hard to even have this goal, but it was to win a championship, right? And like team before last year came up just short of the final. They did a great job. They had a great game. I went and watched it. It was fantastic, right? It was a great experience. Just wish we came out with the win, but that happens. But it's a goal of mine. And I know it's a goal of a lot of the players to win that championship, goal of the coaching staff as well. It was just, it's a big process and a big thing to have to go through again to say, now we got to work our way back up into it and got to win. But that was a big deciding factor in me coming back is I was like, I could play in Hawaii. I could go somewhere else, but it's like, this is a team that I know can do it. We're right there. It's just like, can we do it? Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I'm going to be back in somewhere where I want to win this trophy and I have the ability to, it's here. So I said, all right, I'm coming back. And that was really the goal, but it was still hard to have the goal because I'm like, would I even be like part of it? Like last year, even I played a little bit. So I kind of at least had that. And it was also, I got sick. So I was hoping they would do it. But like this year, if I didn't play, I was like, so am I going to feel like I really did it kind of a thing? And like, would I even play? It was like, it was more just a thing of I'm in the right environment and let's see what happens. But really that was the goal, was to win, to play a lot, hopefully, and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it went.
Awesome. So with, kind of that, it's still unknown, but this is what I want to do. What kind of, and your journey with training and working hard and going from not being able to do anything to growing and, being back to where you were, kind of what got you through all of that?
Yeah, you kind of touched on it, I think, with the saying, like, how do you have an open mind or not? And it's like, I had to. There's nothing else I could do except say, yeah, I could do this or I couldn't, right? It's just going to happen or not. But really, it was just taking it one day at a time. That was kind of the biggest thing that I kept saying especially after my girlfriend got on me about it. It was like, take it the one day, win that one battle, right? If you're going to do something, go do it. If you're not going to do it, well, you better have a good reason for not doing it, right? So it's like, just go do it every day and figure out what it is mentally. And I guess it ties into the discipline that I have, is just do it every day. Figure out how to do it every day. So I wasn't even really thinking much about the playing or winning the championship. It was more, can you win today? Can you win the battle today and just keep going forward from there? And I can't even look that far into the future. It's like, I mean, we got one opponent coming up on Sunday. It's like, I could think all I want about winning a championship. We got to win on Sunday. And we got to win the next game and the next game and the next game. And I just take it all one day at a time. But even today, I got training later. I got to go win training. Like it's the only way that I can think right now to say I'm doing the right thing for myself. And that's how I do it. I just go one day at a time.
Win one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
I love that. So we can probably say that you are not the old Lucas that you were training for, but not just because I think you've passed, physically, but also because of the mental version, the battle that you fought with yourself, both with cancer and endured that strong training, and you have kind of that different mindset. And so how has that transpired into this season so far, and how is the season going right now, when you say?
I mean, season right now, I think our record doesn't show how good we actually are, in my eyes. I think we're a good team, like, no doubt. We had a few results not go our way. That was like, we can blame a whole lot of different things. We were just right there and we didn't make it. And that is what it is. But I think we're on the right page going into conference. So I'm very excited for that. I think we have a very, very good chance at winning it. I don't see that other teams can beat us. The way they play and the way we play, I think we're better. And I think like I said, we should have won more games than what our record shows. I mean, it's just the process. We have to stay with it.
Yeah. What about you? How have you felt like you've been doing through the season?
A lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the most minutes than I've ever had at this point in a season, so I'm happy. I mean, Kyle put a lot of faith in me, put a lot of faith in our guys. I get to play a lot. I'm super blessed to be playing this much. I never thought I would. I mean, really, even if I was at my full health, I didn't think I would play this much. I never played this much, right? Like, even with Frank, at my full health at the time, we just had a really good team, and it's easier in Division I to rotate your guys, so then you have 100% going the whole time. But I'm just playing. I feel like I'm playing pretty well, and my fitness is there, which is a big thing, so I can actually do it. So while I feel like I definitely have areas to improve, obviously, but I'm proud of myself for how I was able to, now I'm able to play and do it. And like I said, I got a lot of minutes. I got an assist earlier in the year, and things are looking up. Like, we got a great conference games coming up. So, I mean, it's a great time to be here, and it's a great time to play some football.
Yeah. I think you should be proud of yourself. I definitely think that you should. And I guess we can say you found your touch back, and you're killing it so far. So good luck to you for the rest of the season. You've inspired me to keep the mindset of win one thing at a time.
Yep.
And so, thank you for sharing your story with us and taking the time to be here. And again, my name is Susie Moysh. Follow along for more stories about our student athletes here on Inside UCA Athletics. Stay updated with UCA Athletics by following us on social media, visiting our website at ucasports.com, or by downloading the UCA Athletics app. And as always, go Bears.
Go Bears.